Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and also to the garden. I cannot believe it is already October and probably our last garden tour of the year. So for every single month in this season, I have picked a day right dab in the middle of it to give you an update on how everything is growing and also do a massive harvest with you. But this month I want to do something a little bit different because we are approaching our first average frost here in Vermont and I'm not really sure what to expect weather-wise or in the garden. I figured I'd just take you day by day and give you little updates on the garden, but also on the trees in our yard because this space is about to be exploding with color and I can't wait to share that magic with you. So if that sounds like something you want to see, then just keep watching. Can somebody explain to me how tomorrow is our average first frost day in Vermont and today it is 80 degrees outside? Like, I am sweating and simultaneously the leaves are changing. It is such weird weather here, but I wanted to harvest some of the tomatoes from the kitchen garden because there are a lot hidden in all of that mess, and also grab some of the peppers and maybe a few of these cucumbers up here for my mother-in-law because we are visiting them this weekend and she always appreciates a gift from the garden. So I'm gonna harvest up all of that stuff real quick. Speaking of tomatoes, we've been having this happen mostly to our sun golds and I think it's frost damage. I'm not really sure, but they're definitely not edible. Despite all of that frost damage though, we are still getting pretty good of a harvest for October. And also despite that little cutie. Always trying to get snacks from the garden. We are finally harvesting these beautiful picnic peppers. And as you see, this plant has like grown up and out of our net. It's flopping over, leave it. Do not steal my tomatoes. It is flopping over, so I think it is finally time to harvest. And I somehow still have not learned to bring a bigger basket out. I always do this. I bring the tiny little basket out thinking I'm just gonna get tomatoes, and I always find more to grab. Little garden gremlin like a snack? Oh, that was an instant yes. Also, while we're out here grabbing stuff, I wanted to give you a little bit of a foliage update because our maples are really starting to change. Just wait till you see the one in the front yard. It is crazy. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And this whole front lawn is about to be covered in leaves, but I cannot wait. Friends, we have a pretty magical moment back here. I just got back from a run with Nala and decided to check the garden. And look what happened. Our first cantaloupe detached from the vine, and also thank goodness I put it in this little hanger because he would have been on the ground and squirrel food. But I am so excited and so impatient. I have to wait till my wife gets home to cut it open, but I'm pretty happy. This is our first time ever growing cantaloupes and that's our first one to be ready. We still have this little guy and also this one up here. Oh man, that is so magical. I'm so happy it worked. Also, I wanted to finally harvest our pumpkin because this vine could not get more dead. And I don't think he's growing anymore. He's a little misshapen because of the literal like plant pot hanger I had him in. But I'm pretty happy. This is the first full-size pumpkin we've ever grown, and he's pretty stinking cute. It is finally time to dump out these potatoes and see if we actually grew any. And luckily today, I have my cute little assistant finally joining me for a garden tour video. If you haven't met my beautiful wife Sasha before, she's the one that builds everything and eats everything. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2.
It's just gonna be a whole glob.
It's just gonna be a glob. Beautiful. Definitely succeeded at trying it out. This is...
Gotta go around it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, lost a potato.
One fell off. Wow, that's a good one.
And we still got a whole other barrel to go. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So many worms.
Okay, it was like a...
Oh my god, it was
not
a
purposeful.
worm farm.
You got what you wanted.
This is not what I meant by worm farm. Oh my god.
There's over here, too.
Oh, there's a creeper crawly. Okay, there's a potato. Oh, so many worms. All right, our potato harvest. We started with 2 sprouted potatoes on the counter, and we now have 5. So we're gonna count that as a win, and they're pretty good sized. That's like the size you'd get at the store.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, maybe next year we'll go for tripling it.
Yeah. I think now that we know the basics, we can go a little heavier.
All right. Now for the real reason Sasha wanted to join in today's video, to finally cut open this cantaloupe. Give me the cantaloupe. Dancing with our baby. It's our first one we ever grew together. The moment of truth.
How's it cutting?
Oh, it's smooth like butter. Oh, that is juicy.
Wow.
Wow. And it smells like
Smells
cantaloupe
very
for sure.
sweet.
All right, ready for your first piece?
I'm ready.
Here you are. What do you think? That is very sweet.
Yeah, it tastes like a sweet cantaloupe.
Yeah, that is very sweet. We probably should have eaten this the day we picked it.
Probably.
But it is still good. And very juicy, as you see.
Yes.
Let's just wash these counters too.
Tasty though.
Gentle. So this little chipmunk lives over in the garden, like right about there is his hole. And we were trying to avoid it, but he caught us in the act of putting bulbs in. And he seems very upset and very confused. Yeah, taste my spicy dirt. See, we left your hole undisturbed. And you will leave my tulips undisturbed. Deal? I think that's a deal. Hi again, friends. So today's October 20th and we still have leaves that have not changed yet, which is very weird for this time of year. Sometimes we have snow in October, and I mean right now I'm outside, it's like 55 degrees, I have a little cardigan and a jumpsuit on. This is weird for Vermont, but I wanted to take you around really quick and just show you all of the different trees on the property because we're gonna get rain tomorrow and I'm afraid a bunch of these leaves are gonna fall. So I'm gonna give you a mini tree update. There's not much to update on in the garden. We just have like a few tomatoes and cucumbers still coming out of it, a couple peppers as well. And I'm still waiting on that butternut squash in the back. So not a lot going on with the garden, but there's a lot happening with these trees. All right, starting over with our trees by the kitchen garden. As you can see, this one here on the right is still greenish yellow, but this one towards the back has definitely lost more leaves, and the ones in the front, that's our giant maple right there, he's like almost completely bare, which is kind of crazy that these are all the same tree variety, but growing and changing at such different rates. And then if you turn around, we have another sugar maple by our middle garden, and then that sugar maple all the way there in the back, which are starting to change as well. And then you see these really like tall trees that are completely bare. Those are cherry trees. They actually changed really fast beginning of the season and was like the only leaves we had in September. And our maples are finally catching up. But I wanted to take you around to the back where we have yet another sugar maple tree tucked behind this lilac and this giant cedar or spruce. I don't know what half of these pine trees are. I'm trying to be better about that. But I did want to take you back here and just show you all the leaves on the ground, all of the pine needles. There is going to be so much for my wife and I to clean up. Way too hot. What? Thank you. 3rd-degree burns, but delicious. All right, it is currently the 27th of October, and we're supposed to get rain the next few days, and also finally our first frost. So I'm going to harvest the little bit that's left and also give you one last look at all of these trees. Oh, it is so magical back here in the fall. All right, it is the moment we have all been waiting for. This butternut squash. I have been waiting all season. I don't know, can I reach him? Ah! Got butternut squash leaves in my eye. Okay. Look at this. It is ginormous, like bigger than my head. And mind you, I have a pretty big noggin. They're usually not supposed to get this big. Like, just for reference, I have another one that's this big, but only one was growing on that vine, so all of the energy was going towards it. And honestly, I could probably make a whole batch of soup just with this one. Yay. Finally, first year growing butternuts was a success. I also just wanted to give you a quick look while we're back here of how like dead everything is. Like all of these vines are definitely dying back. The zucchini and summer squash. I need to clean this up. I need to rip all of this out. But luckily nature has already provided a beautiful leaf mulch for us. So at least we're ready for winter once I take all of this out. And as for our shade bed in here, because it's filled with things that can tolerate a bit of cold, like the kale and the Swiss chard, I think we're gonna leave all these in the ground and try to figure out some kind of greenhouse system for them. Maybe just like some plastic bins over top, or we'll get actual like plastic wrap for it. But yeah, so I'm leaving all of this, and hopefully we can have a little bit of fresh greens over the winter. All right, we have our last official harvest of the season, and I cannot believe how much just came out of the garden, considering like November is not even a week away. Honestly, I'm really grateful for it because if you watched our earlier garden tours, you know we had a bit of a soil issue and we lost about a month of growing, which we already live somewhere where there's a short growing season. So I'm just really grateful that it's been a warmer October, and it kind of feels like Mother Nature had my back and made up for that with this giant ass harvest. And with that, I think we are done here today, and sadly also done with our last garden tour of the season, which I have had so much fun these past couple of months sharing this little magical part of my life with you. And I hope it's inspired you to either start your own garden or find another hobby that brings some joy and fun to your life. I also just wanted to thank you for hanging out with me and supporting this channel. It seriously means the world to me as a small business owner. And don't worry, even though the gardening season outside is done, I still grow some things inside with my wife over the winter that I'm planning to share with you in a future video, as well as garden planning and just some really fun stuff coming. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that so you don't miss out on anything, and I will see you another day for another video.